folks. Hey, tonight I made, well, you'll see it in the beginning, but I made sausage and kale soup. Everything except for the potatoes is from here, including the turkey broth. And I hope Mrs. Jack likes it.
Hopefully.
She put cheese in it and ruined it. No, I'm just kidding.
Hopefully the potatoes will be from us next year.
Yes. So
Did you season it?
I hope everybody had a good holiday weekend last 2 weekends ago, and a safe one. I hope everybody's garden's growing good, and all that good stuff. So, what'd you do? We should talk about what we've done the last couple of weeks, being that we haven't had a video.
We have done a whole lot, which is why we haven't had videos. And look at that cheesy goodness.
Nice. The meat birds, they're getting big, and
Very good.
I made rolls today.
We already had some.
Yeah, I had two. And
They were very good.
Mrs. Jack had one.
They're very
Moist, soft, though,
No.
perfect. I don't know. So,
heavy. That's
Yes.
the word I want to use. Heavy.
yeah.
He's trying to kill me.
No. Want me butter that, or you got it?
I can butter my bread.
Okay. So I gotta try this soup. How is it?
Very good. I just said.
Oh, we
Very
put
good.
green sprouts in. I showed you that video there. It's actually. Oh, and the pork's not from here. That's actually from the store too. But next year. So, this past weekend we had to run James, our adopted son / daughter's boyfriend,
Future son-in-law.
future son-in-law, back down to Norfolk, Virginia, where he is going to be stationed for the Navy. And Erica is loving that because Virginia Beach is right there.
So yeah, our weekend, our Memorial Day weekend was spent doing that.
Yeah, it was pretty busy.
Yeah, in Virginia, mostly driving. Mmm. That's good. But we've been doing a whole lot.
Just been real busy. And again, sorry for not videoing them.
We've been working on the garden. We had to make sure that we got our corn in the ground and our potatoes planted. Tomatoes, I'm sorry, planted. That was the last of what needed to be done in the garden, planted. I don't know if Mr. Jack did a video on the garden yet, but it's looking fantastic.
Actually, that's uploading now.
It looks fantastic, so check that out. We've had some bumps in it, but not many, and we're fixing all of the bumps that we've had regarding the garden. And Mr. Jack worked on the new chicken coop, which the chickens went in for the first time last night.
There'll be a video on that, a short one, because again, I didn't take a whole lot of videos, so just pictures, and we got new egg layer chickens that Mrs. Jack could tell you what she bought. There'll be a video on them along with our meat birds will be all in one with the chicken tractor build that I built for the meat birds.
So the big chickens, for the first time, went in the coop. Mr. Jack and I had to put them in there late when they were sleeping. We moved them, and they have to stay in their new coop so that they know that that is their new home. And I was very nervous today because they have new nesting boxes. I didn't know whether they would lay eggs in them, and all of them, all 4 of them, laid their eggs in the new nesting boxes. There's been a lot of yelling. They're not too happy that they're cooped up. So we're starting tomorrow. They have a new automatic door that they have to get used to also. So we're going to work on that tomorrow. So that's a process.
Yes.
I cleaned up my she shed because we took the meat bird brooder box out of there, and it's going to go down in Mr. Jack's garage.
It's already there.
Because there was an incident with the snake. A snake ate 3 of our meat birds in my she shed, and I was then terrified to go into my she shed. So Mr. Jack is moving it down to the garage so that I'm not terrified to go in my shed anymore. What else have we been doing? I've been working on my flower cottage garden.
Yep, and that's coming
Mr.
along
Jack
pretty
has
good.
been cutting the grass because it's growing like crazy nonstop. He, like I said, he did a lot of work over on the new chicken coop because we had a flooding issue over there when it rains, and so he added more stone and rock and stuff to that area so that it doesn't flood over by the new chicken coop. And he put the door on, the windows. It's almost done. It's usable. He just wants to put slab wood on the outside that we need to wait on for that financially.
Yeah, with the economy the way it is, it's just ridiculous, but we won't go there.
Right.
Oh, and I'm gonna have I bought a tractor, and you've seen the videos for that, but I'm going to do a review on my Mahindra tractor probably next week, maybe. Yeah, I would imagine next week. So
What else we been doing?
there's a lot of yard stuff, gardening, and excuse me.
Hey, we have an ant problem in our kitchen.
Yeah.
That's driving us crazy. We've been trying everything imaginable. So if anybody has any organic solutions, something that is not going to kill our animals, let us know. We'd appreciate that. We've been trying different things. I understand there's several people that have told me that they also are having an ant issue. I don't know what's going on, but...
And we tried the cinnamon thing.
And that, it does
It works
work.
in that area.
Right, but
they're
you can't cover everything in cinnamon. Our hats have been going outside because it's so nice during the day and free range with the rest of the animals. And they've been bringing home mice, chipmunks, and moles every day.
Yep, presents.
So in a way, that's kind of good. They're keeping down the population out there. But I don't really appreciate them because they want to bring them in the house. So far, they've been unsuccessful, but I am terrified that they will one of these times. So...
On the chicken thing, when we moved them from their old coop to their new coop, there's so many people saying how long you need to keep your chickens in that coop so they'll get used to it. I've seen it where Donna said 24 hours, up to 2 weeks. If any of you have any clue or suggestions on what to do about that.
I mean, we're going to try what we think is going to work, but this is new to us.
Yeah.
I mean, we've moved babies from brooder boxes into a coop, but we've never had to move them from an established coop that they're used to and then move them into a new coop as adults.
Because here in the next couple of weeks,
we're going to move the new babies into the other coop.
Well, that'll be, yeah.
For a little bit.
And then we're going to have to introduce them to the chickens. Physically, where there's nothing in between. Because now they have their own little small coop and a run.
And 2 of them flew out of their run the other day. Gave me a heart attack.
And
So that's going to be a process
Yeah.
that we've
I
never
mean,
done before.
The chickens have walked by them and noticed them, but they haven't really.
Well, Patty did.
Yeah.
One challenged her. Patty is the head of our older group.
The Golden Girls, I call them.
Yeah. And the new group, Picada, is the head of that
Yeah.
group. And Picada kind of stood up to Patty through the fence. And Patty pecked her, which was fine. She didn't hurt her, but she's just showing her dominance, like, I'm the one in charge, not you.
Yeah, and then
So-
Picada pecked her back.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see how that's going to play out when they're all together. We don't have any males. We have no roosters. So I don't have to worry about that. But even the females, you got to watch when you're introducing them because they will. They'll kill other chicks. I don't know. Did we talk about the ducks in that whole process?
No.
Okay, so if you follow us, you know that we got 2 Cayuga ducks this spring.
And there's a
They
video
are
on
they are grown up now, and they're actually bigger than our older group of ducks. We did the whole introduction process, everything we were supposed to do, and they were used to seeing each other. But as soon as they started free ranging, we have one drake, one male duck. Sorry,
And the
I feel like I
female.
have to sneeze. We have one male duck, Drake, named Reggie, and he, for some reason, is not allowing these 2 newer ducks to join his group. He is not hurting them. He is going after them, chasing them, and of course they're running and everybody's freaking out. But I'm hoping over time that they're going to get used to each other. They do sleep in the same coop at nighttime, and it's quiet. There's no freaking out. And they want to be with the older group. So they do follow them around, but Reggie usually stops them at some point. But we've been noticing more recently that he's letting them hang out more with them. So I'm hoping it's just that's a process, that they'll be okay eventually, and Reggie will let them hang out with them. For 2 reasons, actually, because Reggie is supposed to protect his ladies, which is another thing I will bring up. And also, the 2 new ducks are Cayuga ducks. They're black. And they say that any kind of chicken or duck that's black in your group, in your flock, is a good thing to have, because the aerial predators will think that that is a crow, so the hawks won't swoop down to grab your animal.
Hopefully.
Which brings me to tell you a story that happened to us about 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
We lost our first animal to a predator. So we think. Our older ducks were out free ranging.
Yep.
And I was in the house. I don't think I was feeling good that day because I fell asleep, and I never take naps. And Mr. Jack was working down in the garage. And he came in and he said, "We're missing a duck." And I said, "What?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Yes, all the ducks are over at the pond, and I have counted them numerous times, and we are missing a duck. We are missing one of the Welsh Harlequins." So I went out there, and I realized it was Betty. Now, Betty was our most talkative duck that we have. She's very loud, and she's a big girl.
Yes.
So we were like, how can she just disappear? So we searched everywhere for 2 days. For 2 days, Mr. Jack put boots on, went through the swampy areas.
Yeah, I did.
He went all through
all
the
over.
woods. I went through the woods. We have searched everywhere for Betty, and we didn't find the tiniest bit of evidence.
Yeah.
No feathers, no body parts, no nothing. We told the neighbors, nobody saw anything, nobody knows anything. So there was a couple of things we thought possibly happened. Maybe a snapper in the pond. We have had snappers in the past. Mr. Jack has taken care of them. So as a precaution, he put a snapper trap in our pond. and there's nothing. There's no snappers in there. Unless we had a snapper and it went to the upper pond. We have our neighbor has a pond up above us, and maybe it went up there, but still we would have seen something maybe in the water floating, some feathers or something, and nothing. So the only other thing we can think of, and it was the middle of the day, it wasn't at night, it was the middle of the day. The only thing we can think of is we have owls. We hear them all day, all night. An owl will come down and swoop and hit whatever their prey is with such a force it will kill them instantly. And then they can carry it off. So there's no kind of struggle or force. Could have been an owl. Also, it's springtime. This is the time when coyotes and fox and everything is having their babies, and they're feeding their babies. So it could have been, I'm leaning more towards fox because our neighbors have seen the fox, and I usually will hear the coyotes out at night howling, and I haven't heard anything this week or these past couple weeks. So maybe a fox grabbed her.
Or a bobcat. We have bobcats too, so.
It's just weird that it was during the day. There's no evidence. So if it was a hawk, it would have landed on it and tore it to pieces. You would have seen evidence. It would have been
in the field. And
possibility of an eagle. You've seen the bald eagle.
Yeah, there's pictures in the next video that's being uploaded here.
So could have been a bald eagle. It had to be something large because it just went missing in the middle of the day.
I don't know if any of you have those plastic owls in your gardens, or if you have animals. Do they actually work to keep the predators away? Say from there, because we have a big yard out front, and if I could put one on a post down there, if that'll deter the hawks or whatever. We're
thinking
down.
That's where she was taken, right? In the field?
Yeah, somewhere. But
we're still confused because we would have thought that she would have been screaming and yelling because she is our loud duck. And we heard nothing. And you were out there. The garage was open. So
didn't hear nothing.
That was sad. That was our first casualty we've had.
Other than the chicks, the meat bird that got ate.
With the snake. Did I tell that story?
I believe so. So anyway, that's pretty much what we've been doing. A lot of gardening and trying to get up there. And again, we apologize for not having any videos and trying to keep you guys updated on a weekly basis and stuff. But we're gonna try, and we're also gonna try this new thing, and we're gonna call it Dinner Time at the Jack Homestead. Where we discuss our week stuff
and we'll try to have a meal that's made from our garden.
And then either one of us will record it and throw it in with this video thing here. So, well, anyway, you guys have a good evening, have a good week, and we'll talk to you
the next
one. Next Thursday, we'll try to do this a weekly thing. So
thank you.
We'll talk at you later. Thanks.